As Robin Williams would say, good morning, Vietnam! No, I'm not in Vietnam. I'm in Kansas City, Kansas, okay? I haven't driven that far. But I did drive a long ways. In fact, I drove 14 hours yesterday. Left about 7 o'clock Sunday morning. Caught Joe Champion on Celebration Church. If you haven't been to Celebration.Church. Got Joe Champion's preaching there on the iPad while I was driving down the road. Wasn't watching, okay, just driving, listening. But in any case, drove from 7 a.m. till about 9 p.m. About 9:30, somewhere in that time frame. I was finally in my apartment, my hotel room, and ready to call it a night. Anyway, Kansas City first night, second night, I am going to be in, that's terrible. I forget that. I keep forgetting. I don't know why I have a harder time to remember the name of this place. But I'm going to Cedar Rapids, Iowa. I keep thinking Cedar Rapids, Michigan. But it's Cedar Rapids, Iowa. That's where I'm headed. And I'm going to be going through a 3-day orientation, and then I'll be driving with CRST Trucking. And the reason is none of the other guys will hire me because you don't have the experience we are looking for. Okay? So, you know, everything else, they're all knocking at my door. I've had them calling me left and right, all the things that I can do, the skills. I've driven, when I got out of the Air, I drove varied types of vehicles in the Air Force. When I got out of the Air Force, I drove for 2.5 years, drove tankers. So I've driven trucks for a while. Back then you had to have a chauffeur's license. Now you have to have a CDL license. So when I got my CDL, I went ahead and got all the certifications that I could get. I even passed the test for a passenger bus and school bus. The only problem was that I got into my first gig before I actually got a chance to do the driving test and finish that out. But otherwise, I'm qualified for everything. Double, triple trailer, tanker, hazmat for trailer. I have what they call a TWIC card. Had no idea what that was. Google it. It's like a TSA ID card. If any of you ever have a TSA pass, you go into the airport, you don't have to stand in that big long line where they make you take off everything and they throw away your famous heirlooms like your pocket knife your dad gave you that I lost on my last flight. And so with the TSA card, they pass you right on through. Well, TWIC card's kind of like that where it comes to trucking deliveries at various places, borders, ports, that kind of thing. So I got all of that. These guys are calling me left and right. We go through the whole process. It gets down to the experience. We're only interested in recent experience. Oh, well, recent, I've got about, 5 months, 4 or 5 months. Long silence. Are you still there? Hello? Oh, yeah. You're not going to have enough experience for us to be able to hire you. And that's basically what I've been running into. So, the only companies that will hire you in that particular situation, this will help some of you new truckers, is the companies that are self-insured. They have so much money that they don't pay money for insurance, they'll pay their own insurance. So when something happens, they'll deal with it. Now, in order for a company to do this, they have to have a good set of lawyers behind them so that they don't get taken advantage of. One of the things they'll do, they'll put cameras in the truck. So these folks that try to blame them for them pulling out in front of them and getting run over, losing one of their family members because they were being an idiot, they'll try to blame the truck for it. Well, these cameras will show what they did, and so that's how they keep from having to pay those crazy, outrageous claims that are bogus. But nonetheless, they do their own insurance so they can decide what they want to do. A lot of times, those kind of companies will take on a new, what they call inexperienced driver. I've been driving since I was 8. Come on. I put 92,000 miles on my 2017 Jeep Cherokee. I got a little bit of experience, but not where they're concerned. So I'm doing this thing with CRST, and I'll be driving with them probably for about 6 months to a year or so. And by that time, I'll have some OTR, over-the-road experience, and then I'll be marketable. At that point, I can go where I want to go, And so the bottom line, where I want to go is back into the arms of my wife. I don't want to be gone. I don't want to be away from home. I would rather be right there. And so there's a lot of jobs that you can drive locally where you're done at the end of the day, you're there on the weekend, and you're making crazy money because you're, I call them hazmat, you're tanker, the guys that pull in and put the fuel in the gas stations. Those, So You can do all that kind of stuff. Bottom line, that's kind of where I'm geared. Now, at the same time, I'm going to be driving team on this one, so I'm going to have time to be able to do some reading and some writing. And I've got some books that have been churning around on the inside. I'm going to see what I can do about getting those down and getting those to press. And I brought my MacBook Pro so I could do this. Nonetheless, that's kind of where I'm headed. So if you're into trucking and you think it's maybe you're having trouble, you keep knocking at the door and you just can't seem to get a job that pays. Well, truck driving jobs started about 20 bucks an hour on up. Every employment place I ever went in, I kept seeing that every time I turned around. So it got to the point where it's like, okay, fine. Forget IT. There's so many IT people in Austin right now, they're offering you McDonald's wages to try to get you to do IT jobs. So I said, I could do this while I'm looking, you know. And it turns out that I could make such good money that it's like, I think I'll wait on the IT thing. I've been trying to get in with Apple, and if that works out, great. But until then, I got to put money in my savings account. I got to keep throwing that money in that coffer because you got to move forward. If you're spending your money and you're not saving your money, then you're going the wrong way. So, hey, I'm on the road, headed to that place in Iowa. And you guys have yourself a great time. Have a great week. Behave yourself. Got eyes out there. And I'll talk to you soon. This is Rich on my Truckers blog. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. And in that way, folks that are interested in seeing how things are going, instead of seeing these posts on my regular Facebook page, they can go to the Truckers blog and check it out. Talk to you later. Bye.